Hello and welcome back for another HellfireComms Patreon movie com. Today we're checking out the 1977 film The Hobbit. This is an animated adaptation. Let's have a look here. Created by Rankin Bass, classic studio known for their holiday specials, and animated by Topcraft, who actually was a precursor to Studio Ghibli, of all things. That I did not know going into this. This was first broadcast on NBC in the US on Sunday, November 27th, 1977, which is funny because we're actually recording this on November 25th. So, I guess it's just the right time to do this. So, if you guys need help syncing our commentary to your copy of the media, which obviously we can't provide for copyright reasons, check the video description. There's also unique metadata in there to help you find the correct copy of the media we're using. Here we go. The Hobbit 1977 in 3, 2, 1. Now, I gotta say, I've seen all 3 modern Hobbit films, seen all the Lord of the Rings stuff. Never watched this, per se.
No, I've seen clips of it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen clips of also the other animated Lord of the Rings thing they did.
It's okay, you can say you've seen the Nostalgia Critic review.
No, what I mean is I can say I've seen where there's a whip, there's a way.
Very good. Can I just say, Old vs. New, probably one of his best series next to December. I don't know why he hasn't done more of them, but we're getting away from the series. It looks like a children's picture book. It looks like it could have come out of The Hobbit itself.
Yeah. I gotta wonder if this was based on the original version of The Hobbit, or the one he re-released.
Yes.
After Lord of the Rings, where he rewrote a bunch of scenes to make it more canon compliant.
Yeah, in the original version, I believe Gollum just gives, spoilers obviously, he just gives Bilbo the ring. And
Riddles in the Dark had to be completely rewritten.
Yeah. Can you please stop blowing that dank kush in my face? I've come to put you on an adventure.
And there was a little more stuff fleshed out with Gandalf and some other, and there were, I think he put in some hints that the Necromancer might have had something to do with Sauron, but that I think that was, I might be remembering wrong. In any case, the fucking trilogy definitely overdid that particular beat of the story.
You know, I'm gonna say, I'm actually a big fan of There and Back Again, the first film.
It's real good.
The second one is and the third one, less said the better. But I feel there's a good enough film in there. I need to download the complete cut and whatnot. And man, we're just really getting into the story here. I imagine with a 75-minute movie, you kind of have to. But this is a story about a bunch of dwarves who need help reclaiming their mountain and whatnot. They kind of look like fucking Fraggles here, but we're going to ignore that.
Yeah, it's something to keep in mind. This was a children's book.
Yes,
it's obvious, but it was a pretty and it's a pretty short one, because obviously it's a children's story. But at the same time, it's a rather dense story. Like, a lot of things happen, so I understand why they thought to make the Hobbit movies when they actually did them more than one movie. Although I believe the original plan under Del Toro, was to make it 2 movies.
It was,
which would have been great.
That
makes a lot of sense, because that's there and back again. You have 2 sections.
There you go. Oh, I love me a good roaring fire ballad, so I do. Let's talk a little bit about the voice cast here. A lot of these will probably be before both your and my time. We have Orson Bean as Bilbo Baggins, Richard Boone as Smaug, Hans Conried as Thorin Oakenshield, John Huston as Gandalf and the narrator, and I'm looking down, Don Messick as Barling, Goblin, Lord of the Eagles, and Troll 3. That's the most important one.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear this version of Misty Mountains, because obviously that was written in the story itself.
Yes.
But, it's interesting to hear, before, obviously, the big movie gave it a popular arrangement, what they were doing with it.
Oh, I love that. That's only a compliment you can give in Hobbiton. If you try to do it, like, near Bree, you just get told to fuck off.
Yeah. And, so it's interesting to think. So, like, obviously, when you think of this as something connected to Lord of the Rings, there's a lot more importance on this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because, it leads to Bilbo getting the ring, it might have had something to do with the beginnings of Sauron's machinations. But, of course, originally, this was just a simple fairy tale about a bunch of dwarves and their wizard friend who need a quick-footed, small thief.
A burglar, yeah.
Yeah, but to hop in to Smaug's lair undetected. And that was where Bilbo would come in.
I don't know how you feel about the film's really, like, long, cold open, for lack of a better word, but, man, it kind of gives me, like, chills. It gave me a good feeling just to see this whole childhood book of mine come to life and whatnot. And that's the magic that Peter Jackson brought to those things. Say what you will about all the studio mandates and the rushed production and so on, because, Lord of the Rings had massive pre-production. Hobbit, not so much. They kind of had to toss stuff out and then just, like, get on with it. But, he did the best with the first film. The second two, whatever. But I've talked enough about that. Oh, man. I didn't realise we were going to be getting shiny stuff. Man, this is a day after my birthday. I'm going to treat this as a birthday gift.
One more thing I will say about Peter Jackson. At the very least, he probably agrees with most of the criticisms. Again, it wasn't supposed to be him directing those things.
No.
It was supposed to be Guillermo del Toro, and it was supposed to be 2 movies, and then studio mandates forced Del Toro out, and Peter Jackson had to make a trilogy, and that couldn't have made him too happy.
No, it's like someone saying, "Oh, could you run down to the shops to get us some milk?" And then, like, the next day saying, "Oh, I need you to run a marathon, like, from the north to the south of Britain." Like, it's just, it's too much for one guy, but he did the best and it made a lot of money. There was a lot of furore with the fucking unions and whatnot, but we won't talk about that. Smaug is, he's getting lit right now. He's going in.
Smaug, what a great... I always love seeing Smaug. My favorite member of the constant fixture of top 10 richest fictional characters, because everyone always remembers to put him there.
Yeah, we discussed this in a previous commentary, I believe.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay.
Let me see if I can actually find a list. Top 10 richest fictional characters 2019.
I believe it's Smaug, Scrooge McDuck, and I think Stark's on there.
Let's have a look here. This is from 2017, but it should suffice. I'm just going to scroll down the list because you all know The Hobbit. We're not missing any.
Is on there.
Yeah, we're not missing any, like, giant plot spoilers and whatnot. 20, Forrest Gump, 5.7 billion.
Yep.
Yep. Number 19, Richie Rich, 5.8 billion.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll just go down. If you have any comments, just interject and whatnot. Adrian Veidt, 7 billion. Ozymandias from Watchmen, obviously. Carter Pewterschmidt, 7.2 billion. Family Guy. Thurston Howell III, from Gilligan's Island, I believe. Yeah, 8 billion. Jabba the Hutt, 8.4 billion. You'd think that would be more, but I guess, exchange rate is a little bit of a bitch. Gordon Gekko, 8.5 billion. Bruce Wayne, 9.2 billion. Another guy you'd think would be more loaded, but I guess he is, like, philanthropic, so he just gives away a lot of his money to keep Gotham City running.
Yeah.
Jed Clampett, 9.2 billion. Lex Luthor, 10.1 billion. This is like the Christopher Reeves Lex Luthor, so who knows what that means for comics and whatnot.
Oh, just a quick aside, this opening sequence here is nice.
Aww.
With the song and the title cards.
Oh, yeah.
The original version is that right there. Alright, cool.
Yeah, this is peak winter viewing right here. Like, you have the heating on, you have a nice cup of tea, as I do, right here. And you can just sit back and watch it. It won't take up too much of your time, and you'll just end up having a nice warm feeling in your cockles, as it were, by the time you're done.
Yes.
Where was I? Ah, yes. Jay Gatsby, 11.2 billion. Charles Foster Kane, 11.2 billion. There was no Kane in Citizen Kane. Tony Stark, 12.4 billion. Okay. Artemis Fowl, 13.5 billion.
Oh, Artemis Fowl. That makes sense.
Wasn't there an Artemis Fowl film coming out?
There is one coming out next year.
Nice.
After, like, a lot of time in development hell.
Mm-hmm. Mom from Futurama, 15.7 billion. Ming the Merciless, 20.9 billion. Who? Oliver Daddy Warbucks from Annie, I believe, 36.2 billion. Good film, Annie, good musical. Carlisle Cullen, 46 billion. I'm going to assume that's Twilight. Yeah, from Twilight. Oh, Smaug, here we go. 54.1 billion. Ooh, boy.
Always got to eyeball Smaug.
When you're sitting on or under a mountain's worth of gold, it's easy to think that you're rich without really knowing how much you have. After all, he's probably snorted out about $1 million or more in gold from each nostril just at the ending of the first film. The amount of gold stuck in his scales could probably feed a small city for years and years. Now think about the piles he's been using as his resting place for so long. Yeah, the numbers simply boggle the mind. Scrooge McDuck at number 1, 64.4 billion.
Yep.
Pretty crazy. That's moneyinc.com/20 richest fictional movie TV characters time.
Yep. I think Forbes probably has a little bit of a different list, but
Yeah.
I think they lasted it in 2015.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. And now back to the movie.
Yeah. They're just set off on their journey.
Oh, is this where the Thunder Giants come in and whatnot? I'm pretty sure that was just made up for the movie. It was more likely trolls and whatnot chucking boulders about.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Just the trolls.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bit you're thinking of is way later.
Yeah, way later. Look at the schnoz on these guys. Holy shit. Oh, God. I'm not built for shivering people. I'm built for, like, tending to the poses in my garden and whatnot. Oh, no. Wait a minute. I'm rich. I'm moneyed. I can have a Gamgee do that.
Gandalf is kind of a jackass.
Yeah, he's just pieced out at this point, hasn't he?
Oh, no, not at this point. No, that's a bit... I think that's after this. He says, there's a necromancer. I need to go. Which since this is the original version of The Hobbit, that means the necromancer was literally just like Tolkien himself said, was just the necromancer is just I needed an excuse for Gandalf to be out of the story.
Otherwise, it would be too easy. Yeah.
Yeah. But Gandalf's kind of a jackass. He's just like
he is.
This one Hobbit. He's an expert burglar.
Kind of gaslights Bilbo in a way, really. It's like, you have to go on this, like, what? Ooh, you won't be cool if you don't, and Bilbo's like, fuck, he's right, I have to. Also, I'd like to point out that Bilbo didn't fucking even try to get around these guys with stealth. He just was like, oh, Jesus. I'm just gonna hide in here, fuck that. The tusks are a bit much, I think.
Yeah. They look like the monsters from where the wild things are.
Yeah, or going back to the Fraggles, like the giant things, like in outer space. Outer space being the world outside of Fraggle Rock, of course. I want to watch Fraggle Rock now. You didn't expect this, did you, motherfucker? Surprise! This isn't magic, by the way. This is just the sun rising. Oh, fuck, lads. Ah, Jesus. We've got it right, balls it up, so we have.
Son. It turned to stone.
Yes, I planned that perfectly. Ian McKellen is so fucking good as Gandalf.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm smart. Look in this cave. There is stuff in here. Question for you, Neo. Were you ever tempted to get a replica of any of the swords in the Lord of the Rings or Hobbit movies, or any kind of memorabilia?
Not particularly, no. It would have been nice to have Sting, I guess.
Yeah, a bit of an anecdote from me. Back when me and my mate were playing hooky in secondary school, about 14, 15, we actually snuck into the Robin Hood experience in Nottingham, which is like, it's like a ride, an animatronic ride. It's no longer like there. It's closed down years ago, sadly. But they had like in the store a bunch of Lord of the Rings stuff, because that was like hot at the time. That was in cinemas and whatnot. And they had a replica of like all the rings and whatnot as well, and I was very tempted to buy one.
All the rings, so the One Ring plus the all the ones that came before.
Oh yeah, and like stuff like Gandalf's ring and whatnot.
The rings for men, the rings for dwarves.
How the fuck are wolves going to wear rings, Neo?
Dwarves. It's interesting to think. A lot of people I feel like the movies kind of do not a great job of explaining what's up with the rings.
Yeah.
So it's like, the idea is that so first Sauron, had a bunch of rings made, sent out to the kingdoms of men, elves, and dwarves.
Yeah.
And the idea was that then he secretly had a master ring made that would be able to dominate the minds of people wearing the other rings. So basically, but what the actual other rings did for the people was basically just gave them what they wanted, essentially.
Yeah.
It was like the rings had the power to grant them their desires. So dwarves desired minerals and gold above all, and that grew their hoards large enough to attract dragons. Which is what did the dwarves in.
I think the line that I remember from the book is like, the ring needs like gold to make gold or something, so it can't just wish it out of nowhere.
And then the elves wanted to maintain magic in the world, because magic was winding down, and so that's what it did for them, and that's why the elven lands are so lush and beautiful and fantastical compared to everything else in Middle-earth. And also, the elves and also the other thing is that the rings secretly basically had like a debuffed side defense, which is why Sauron would be able to dominate their minds. But the elves had naturally high side defense anyway, so they were able to tank the mental assault.
Don't think I didn't see you fucking tweet the whole cast onto that rooftop, by the way. I saw it.
And and the dwarves had basically, odd. They had like these weird clockwork minds that Sauron just couldn't wrap his head around. Yeah. So they were completely immune to mind control. So he had to rely on dominating the minds of men. And what the men wanted was for their lives to be elongated. So it granted them much longer lives. But they were simple and easy to dominate. So Sauron did so. And I forget how many rings it was that went to them. I think it was 9?
9 to the Kings of Men, 7 to the Dwarf Lords, because, he's a big fan of Snow White, is Sauron.
Yeah, so the 9 men who had those rings, who actually wore the rings, they became the Nazgul.
Yes.
Which is why, by the way, I have big fucking beef with the video game Shadow of War. It's for a lot of reasons, but number one, fucks with the lore real hard. You can't just, spoiler alert, for the end of that game, you can't just have your original character become a Nazgul.
Yeah.
We know how many there are. You can't just add one.
Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? That's... Ooh, I'm getting mad. Oh yeah, let's just hold it up to the moon. That's how these move. I love the hand, like, look here, dumbass.
Oh, is this Elrond?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hugo Weaving as Elrond is really nice.
Yeah, he's... We're bringing up the movies a lot, but the casting is on par with the Harry Potter movies, with, like, how well they get each character.
They even managed, because Hugo Weaving, I mean, it's hard to make Hugo Weaving not look completely evil, but they managed to just make him look very intimidating.
Well, I mean...
This is the bit.
Elrond. Yes, this is the bit with the Storm Giants. Elrond is, like, half elven, so he has the roughness of man in him. So I guess that's a good thing for Hugo Weaving, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, this, following the original story, the Storm Giants were like a sentence.
Yeah.
And it was just like flavor. They were off in the distance playing around, and that's why there was a big storm happening.
Apparently, Bilbo dreams in Irish, since everything's green and whatnot.
It was the theatrical movie in 2012 that decided to make them closer and also throw boulders at them.
Was it 2012? Holy shit.
Yeah, it was 2012.
God damn. Oh no, it's mildly inconvenient.
It's a little late to shout, look out.
Like, Balin gets squashed and Bilbo's like, look out! What is this? Oh no.
How did it take you so long to wake up?
Heavy sleepers. Run away! We don't want another song right now.
It's a classic Rankin Bass Lord of the Rings song number. They're always great. Where there's a whip, there is a way.
Holy shit, okay. These are goblins.
Yes. You ever listen to the Leonard Nimoy Bilbo Baggins song?
I've seen clips of it.
It's fun.
All my pop culture comes in like 3 minutes a pop, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, it's obviously, like, their effect in pop culture nowadays is so colored by the movies. But, it's easy to forget just how big they were, just as novels.
Yeah, they were extremely successful.
Yeah. So, inspired a ton of things. Honestly, you have this movie, the other Rankin Bass animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard Nimoy did a song about Bilbo Baggins. Led Zeppelin, their lyricism and a lot of their songwriting was inspired by Tolkien. So, you can basically thank Tolkien for heavy metal.
Well, I think Tolkien was an English professor, wasn't he?
English professor? I think he was, yeah.
Tolkien, English professor. He was completely into like language and whatnot. Best known in the academic community as being the professor of Anglo-Saxon at Oxford and Merton Professor of English Language and Literature, and so on. Apparently he was a close friend of C.S. Lewis.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
They talked often. Treebeard is based on C.S. Lewis.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This is very adventurous and rumpy-pumpy.
Yep.
Can I just say, again, I'm sorry to keep bringing up the films, but, this is my upbringing here, along with the book. The Goblin King was perfect.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Was that Julian Clary?
I don't know.
Let me have a look here. Goblin King Hobbit.
You can tell where the commercial breaks are placed.
You can indeed, right? You can indeed. Barry Humphries. There we go. Dame Edna Everage, or Edna Savage, I believe. Perfect. And now we have The kids would describe this as Kino. I would describe it as raw. This is...
Riddles in the dark, baby.
Hell yes. Look at this Gen 8 Pokemon looking.
The most important chapter of The Hobbit, Riddles in the dark. They did this great in the movie, I will say.
Yeah.
It was fucking great. Like, you know, especially after watching, oddly enough, like, the big comparison I would make, especially after watching Star Wars The Force Awakens, it was really nice watching The Hobbit and Gollum shows up and I don't, like, see the applause now sign dropping down from the fucking top of the screen. Mm-hmm. No, it's just a very natural, and well done, way to see the scene. And hey, it's the ring.
Woo!
Yeah, it's not evil in this version. It's just a fun little invisible enchantment ring that makes him a good burglar because he can go invisible with it.
Half lizard, half Dracula, it seems. Oh, he still does the throat tick then.
Yeah. I mean, I believe this bit probably is at least still a bit colored by the rewrite.
Yeah.
Because, again, this was completely rewritten after when he was doing Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, because like I said, Gollum gives the ring to Bilbo after he wins the riddle game.
Yeah.
Originally.
And a lot of the rewriting was to make Gollum less of a joke, because, you know, in the original he is just, you know, a gag character.
Tra-la-la-la-la, I am Tom Bombadil.
yeah, Gollum's just supposed to be funny in the original. Yeah. Sorry. But when he rewrote it, they made sure to, you know, add a hint of threat. And oddness to him.
Kudos to Andy Serkis, by the way, who was amazing in the original trilogy, for making Gollum seem younger in There and Back Again, which he is by roughly about 50 years or so, but he was stretched and too thin even by that point, but a little bit of spark was still left in him, you know.
Yeah. And he's also a little less cynical. You know, he wasn't, like, immediately... You know, that's a big difference, even with the rewrite between Gollum and The Hobbit and Gollum and The Lord of the Rings, is that, you know, he's not as... He hasn't been horrifically tortured. He's, you know, he's a little more easy to talk to, and he's not immediately plotting, to backstab Bilbo before Bilbo backstabs him.
Although, to be fair, Bilbo cheats in this game because he asks a question at the end. It's not a riddle.
Yeah.
So he likes to suck them, so we do. It's part of the law. Oh, okay. Just making a song out of this, why not?
Yeah.
You have a wonderful singing voice, Gollum. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah. I guess the major differentiation between Gollum here and in Lord of the Rings is, I guess it's just paranoid levels. Like, he's not as paranoid.
To be fair, if a little fella came into your house and tricked you out of your only possession, you'd be a little bit wary from that on.
Yeah.
Just imagine fucking Carl Pilkington and Warwick Davis in this place right now. Listen, right? Like Two Frost Mothers, yeah? Whispers? Darks? What am I doing? I don't know, is it Darkness? Let him finish, Fricky, let him finish.
Oh god, that podcast. I love how often he had to be told, like, Just let him actually finish the sentence, Ricky. Come on.
I love Stephen Merchant.
Yeah.
I think he was born on my birthday, actually. I'm going to look this up. Stephen Merchant, November 24th, 1974.
Wow.
Yeah. What the fuck? You can't just ask general trivia, this is bullshit. Having a heated gamer moment right here. I love that phrase. Oh, he's fiending for these trivial pursuits.
That's the other riddle.
My first is in boat, but not in canoe. What am I? I'm going to find a random riddle. I'm going to see if Neo can answer it live right here.
Oh boy.
Riddles. Best riddles. Riddles.com. Let's have a look here. I'll try and find an easy-ish one. Can you name 3 consecutive days without using the words Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday?
I have to name 3 consecutive days without using those words?
Yeah.
November 24th, November 25th, November 26th.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Oh.
Yep.
Same difference.
Here's an easy one.
Hi, Gollum.
David's
He's off to the shame pit.
It's okay. He can sit in there and we'll see him whenever. David's father has 3 sons. Snap, Crackle, and...
So he has 3 sons?
Yes.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
Nope, David.
Oh.
I said David's father has 3 sons.
I thought you said David has 3 sons.
No. David's not quite doing so well for himself in life.
I was going to say that wasn't much of a riddle. So I thought you just said David. I was like, well, if this is a biblical reference,
yeah,
I'm not quite so sure Snap and Crackle are biblical names.
Oh yeah, they were big in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
Me bling! Me precious bling, where is it? Oh, my magic ring, which gives +10 to stealth. Where has it gone?
Always get so distracted by riddles.
Yep. It's his one weakness, really. He's actually invincible. But you ask him a question, he can't help but answer it.
He's like Dracula having to count having to count things. That's my favorite vampire weakness. Whenever you have to count all these like rice. It's rude, Bilbo.
Got him. It's a good job he's thinking this and not saying it out loud. Whew.
Oh, it has a nice little sound effect to go with it.
Yeah. Can you imagine, if they put on the ring in Maul? It's like, what is that noise? I love his precious little boat.
Alright.
And this was part of the book, but I'm not sure if he uses it in the movie.
I'm not sure either.
He's frog-like, it doesn't matter.
How about I ask you a riddle, see if you can get it?
Go for it, mate.
Alright, I'm thinking one off the top of my head. Imagine you're in a dark room. How do you get out?
Imagine I'm in a dark room. How do I get out? I simply open the door because it's a place for developing photos.
Nope.
Huh. Imagine I'm in a dark room. How do I get out? Turn on the light?
No.
Wake up?
No.
I-
Stop imagining.
Oh, okay. It's a little bit cheeky, but I'll allow it.
Yep.
This is me venturing downstairs for something to eat. Oh, I can't believe
Bilbo's
it.
just stalking him and watching him have a mental breakdown. And then taunt him?
Yeah, Bilbo's a bit of a cunt, honestly.
He was following Gollum with his phone out so he could post it on the cringe YouTube page.
World star!
Stupid fish man freaks out. Epic.
Yeah, that's right. I did all this. And the other dwarves are like, yeah, alright. We didn't have the animation budget for that, though. Burgling isn't a word, I don't think.
No, it is.
Fuck. And I was like, it is, you stupid bitch. You didn't know that?
Burgling is a word. So is burgle. That's...
They shouldn't call thieves burglars, because burglar sounds romantic.
Yeah. Well, burglar... There's technically a difference. Burglar is specifically robbing from someone's... is robbing from someone's place of residence. Thievery in general is just stealing things.
Okay. Another riddle for you, mate. When does Christmas come before Thanksgiving?
When does Christmas come before Thanksgiving?
Yes, when?
Christmas Eve.
In the dictionary.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow. Again, my answer was technically correct.
Quick, up the tree! Oh, Jesus, I'm so short. Eat it!
Oh shit, flashbang.
Yep. Shit, sir, they're using EMPs. We weren't expecting this.
It's a good thing it's a good thing we're in the forest where the trees grow flashbangs.
Yeah. Oh, Bjorn must be coming after this, I just remembered.
I wish I could harvest flashbangs.
That would be pretty cool.
Ground.
Like, you just walk outside, there's a couple of acorns. There we go. You're gonna end up burning yourselves to death before you kill the hobbits at this rate.
Burn the whole forest.
Okay, if you're out there, this would be a good time to intervene. Thank you. Get him! Oh no! Yay!
I'm burning one of my favors on this. Better fucking thank me later, dwarves.
It's like the free magic wishes. You only get 3.
Yeah. And I guess it should be explained. If you don't know, these eagles here, these grand eagles, Gandalf saved their king once, and he basically the eagles owe him a certain number of favors.
Right.
And he calls one of them in here. The other one, he calls in 2 others over the course of Lord of the Rings. He calls in one to get him out of the fucking pit with the Balrog after he kills the Balrog.
Okay.
And then he calls the second one in to get Frodo and all of them to safety after the deed is done with Mordor.
Slight correction on that second one. It isn't the pit, it's the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Because the fight goes down, and then it goes all the way up, like, the winding staircase.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's explaining it right here. So yeah, for saving the king of the eagles from certain death from an arrow and healing him, the eagles owe him a certain number of favors. I don't know how many it is. It might be those 3. That might have been just 3. 3 seems like a good number.
Yeah, and Gandalf's like, that's right, I have ties to local gangs. It's cool.
Yeah. They're, the eagles are like I think like half a step or like a step below Gandalf on like the power hierarchy?
They're pretty beige, yeah.
Yeah. So Gandalf's a Maiar, I believe.
Which is like an angel, I think.
Basically, he's a demigod.
Okay.
And the Eagles are basically Maiar too, but like lesser rung, but only by a bit.
Yeah.
They're like half a step below.
I've seen this in clip form right here.
Yeah.
It's like, now, I have to go. This is Gandalf's time.
Yeah. I need to leave the story now so that you can have character development without me around.
Hamlet. Oh fuck. Exit Hamlet. Don't zoom in on Bilbo's face while he's singing.
My party now.
Yeah. Can I be the wizard? No. Only I may do magic.
Only me and, I think 5 others.
Yeah. Like, the blue wizards actually went to the east and kicked fucking ass.
Yeah, it's 2 blue wizards, a brown wizard, a grey wizard, and a white wizard.
Ugh, of course the white one's in charge.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, Jesus.
Man, have you seen, how fucking psyched Christopher Lee was, like, to play, a Saruman that wasn't evil?
Yeah, he really got into it. And to be fair, he was good in those movies.
He was good. All of the actors did the best they could in The Hobbit. They just had... A lot of the dialogue just wasn't very very good. Why does it hurt so much?
Because it was real.
Oh.
Shut up, Lee Pace. You don't even know what that means. Who's singing? Who could possibly be living in this dank-ass, like, snow-white-ass forest?
Someone carved a face in that tree. Or it might just be an ant. I don't think
not an ant, a horn, I believe. H-U-O-R-N. Because don't forget, they're called the Shepherds of the Forest, and there are, like, malevolent trees.
Yeah. And again, I just want to, just to say again, so Treebeard,
yes.
The leader, he was based directly on C.S. Lewis.
Okay.
And, it's actually, if you read into C.S. Lewis and Tolkien's friendship, it's a really nice tribute. Like, it's like, Treebeard, you just kind of read his dialogue and what he does, and it says a lot about what Tolkien thought of his friend, and it's just really sweet.
Oh.
And of course, I believe, actually, the whole idea for the Ents, or whatever they were called in Lord of the Rings, I think C.S. Lewis did that first in Narnia, and Tolkien thought, that's a pretty cool idea.
You know, all this time, I have been fucking confusing C.S. Lewis with Carroll. And,
Lewis Carroll?
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit of a douche right now.
Yeah. Lewis Carroll's Wonderland guy?
Yes, Wonderland guy. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I forget who...
No.
Oh, hey, a giant spider.
No. Don't try and make them relatable by giving them beards. Fuck off.
So, do you know the lore about spiders in this universe?
Yeah, they are basically the descendants of, like, an eldritch horror.
Yeah, its name was Ungoliant.
Yeah.
And the oldest descendant still living at this time would be Shelob.
Yeah, who was a pretty woman in one of EA's games, so...
Yeah.
We're just gonna ignore that.
Hate that game so fucking much. You don't understand the rage, the nerd rage I hold for that fucking game. I'm very mad about it. You can't just play around with Lord of the Rings like it's fucking D&D.
Yeah, doesn't work like that. This one's fat, I'm gonna suck him first.
Ouch.
Bobo's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Giant spiders. Oh, what a fun fantasy trope. God. Which Harry Potter one had the giant spiders?
That was 2.
That was 2. Yeah, that was a fucky scene right there.
Jesus, yeah.
As a kid. I've been, so on Universal, they have a few Harry Potter rides.
Uh-huh.
Like the big, super, like high-tech screen technology for, like, you're going on a roller coaster through these worlds and shit.
Oh, yeah.
It does take you through the spooky forest with the giant spiders, and it's not.
Ew.
That's very scary.
No, I'm good, thanks. Also, Neo, Universal Studios Count 2, I think you'll find.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think about Universal Studios a lot, just because I spent a lot of time there.
Yes, I will use my magic. But no, you're a dwarf. No. I'm pretty sure since I have the same beard as Gandalf, I can also use magic.
It's true.
Well, good luck to you.
I don't know if this was this in the book?
This was in the book where they fight the spiders, yes.
Yeah.
They didn't have beards, and
this...
they certainly didn't talk like this, though.
Yeah. They didn't do the spiders in the movies.
They did.
Did they?
Yeah, in the second one.
Oh, fucking, I guess I'm pushed most of Desolation of Smaug out of my mind.
That's me wee lad, Gimli. Honestly, if you want like an unbiased take, well, sort of unbiased take, on those films, watch the Lindsay Ellis documentaries and whatnot.
Oh, they're so good.
They are, yeah.
She, I think she won a Hugo Award for that?
Nominated, I believe.
Nominated, yeah. Deservedly so. It's fantastic. Like, just to see a critical analysis turn into sort of a personal journey.
Huh?
Very nice.
These are goblins. These ain't elves.
What a nice depiction. I love that. Elves are so pretty and beautiful. No. Fuck you.
Ew.
They're thick.
Fugly.
I love that this is their interpretation of elves.
Well, no, this is like the woodland elves, not the high
The world
elves.
of fantasy before D&D art books.
What? Yes, that's a good question. Why were you here?
Fantasy, before D&D, like Tolkien-esque fantasy before, like, the people who ripped Tolkien-esque fantasy started drawing shit is so rare, and I just love to see it. Like, this is what elves were. Because before, like, fucking people in Dungeons and Dragons started making elves, like, really pretty and handsome,
Yeah.
Elves were like those things that worked for Santa Claus.
That lad did not have underwear on. It was quite awkward getting the key from him.
And this is also definitely a example of what happens they based this on the original version of The Hobbit and not the rewritten one.
Yeah, let's get fucking crunk.
Oh, yeah, the fucking the barrel escape
Ugh.
scene in the original movie, that was rough.
It was.
That was one of the scenes that I just did not get behind.
It's weird, because, like, the imprisonment stuff, that's fine. Like, the whole thing with, like, the King of the Elves, that's good. Then you have the awkward sexual tension between, like, one of the elves
And then you have the fucking cartoonish escape, where, like, they're bouncing around.
Yeah, it was
Like
already...
they're...
It was already getting to that point in Return of the King, which, to be fair, still a great movie. It's showing its age, I think. Still a great movie. But by Desolation of Smaug, it was getting silly, honestly.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, but just with the dwarves in their rapids with the barrels, and they're like, ho 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 ho, we're so wacky, and like, they have like Looney Tunes-esque elasticity, like, it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And again, Legolas was completely gratuitous.
Yes, he was. He shouldn't have been in there. If they're not in the original book, don't fucking put him in.
Yeah.
Like, fair play to Orlando Bloom. He did a good job, and he's a good lad in general. But he did not need to be in the movie, did Legolas?
I mean, Legolas was gratuitous in the Lord of the Rings movies when you get down to it.
Yeah, he does nothing in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. He does some things. He's their telescope. And, he offers an insight into the worlds of the elves and the world of the dwarves through his interactions with Gimli. But again, that's mostly flavor stuff. He is not fucking superhuman.
No.
You know, the funny thing is, like, they super powered up Legolas for the movies, and like they powered down Aragorn.
Yeah.
Because in the books, Aragorn's fucking ridiculous.
Well,
Dude has like a fucking 70 miles per hour sprint.
Jeez. In the Lord of the Rings animated movie, Aragorn is played by... Because Aragorn is like 80 in canon. He just looks younger than he is.
Yeah.
But they got John Hurt to voice him, and that authoritative voice is... it's perfect.
But, you know, if you read the books and you look at what Aragorn can do, like fucking Aragorn's in the movies, Aragorn's like, yeah, he's a pretty competent warrior, a good leader. He's been around a while, so he knows what to do.
Yeah.
In the books, he's fucking like Captain America or something. I don't fucking know. Like, he is a paragon of humanity, where he's just superhuman. He can run like 80 miles per hour up a mountain.
He can do whatever Tolkien wants him to do, let's be honest.
Makes for one of the fucking funniest moments in any of the books. Like, completely unintentionally funny, I think. But, so the whole breaking of the Fellowship bit, where, they're all attacked by dwarves and separated. Aragorn rescues Sam and tells him, alright.
Also, attacked by dwarves?
No, orcs. Sorry.
There we go. Also, Aragorn, not Aragon. Come on, that's another fancy thing.
Aragorn brings up Sam and is like, alright, we're gonna go find Frodo, don't you worry. Just stick close to me and nothing bad will happen. And then before Sam can utter a fucking word, Aragorn takes off sprinting, top speed, like 70 miles per hour up a sheer fucking cliff. And Samwise is just looking at them like, well, I can't follow you.
Yeah.
But Aragorn's already gone.
The unintentional funny thing for me in the books is, like, there's, like, at least 2 or 3 instances of Aragorn saying something badass, and then, like, the narrator being all, and then he was revealed in full splendor, and the guys were like, whoa, that shit is cash money. It happens in Helm's Deep specifically, and I remember that one, because it stuck with me.
The whole breaking of the Fellowship bit in the books is unintentionally hilarious. I mean, a lot of it's just because, of perspective in writing and novelization and just what you can show. I love the fact that, we don't see like in the book, we don't actually see Boromir fighting off all those orcs.
No.
It's just Aragorn just happens upon Boromir with 50 fucking arrows, like, lodged in his body, just going, where the fuck were you? I was sounding my horn like crazy. It's just the idea that off-screen he just got pelted.
Should just add sound effects in, like, pew, 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 pew.
Like, I want an edit of Fellowship of the Ring where like, you don't see Boromir fighting the orcs, but you just hear it in the distance.
Fuck, ow, jeez, fuck. Oh, that death scene, though.
Yeah.
My friend, my king.
Son of Gondor.
Yep. Be at peace.
The books are also structured interestingly, because, like, they're not really 3 novels.
No, they were volumes.
There's 3 volumes of one story.
Yes.
And so, and they take their titles very, very seriously, because as soon in the first volume, Fellowship of the Ring, it's called Fellowship of the Ring. The fucking instant there is no Fellowship of the Ring anymore. The book's over. Done. Middle of the scene, it's over. And you have to go read Two Towers. Like, the entire, like, it just stops in the middle of the first movie's climax, and that's hilarious.
Okay, I'm trying to do a fucking burglary here. Can the minstrel or whatever get out the scene?
Yeah, come on. You're gonna wake Smaug up.
No!
No! What a powerful no! Rankin Bass animation is... It is, you know, very vibrant and colorful. Yeah, it's nice and relaxing, but God, some of the animations are just hilarious.
Yeah.
And there's the big boy himself.
How do you feel about this interpretation of Smaug?
It's fine, I like it.
I heard that. Where are you?
Wow, yeah, dragons in this universe are pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's that one who's like as big as a mountain, and then no, it was two mountains. He fell on one and created a continent or some shit.
How do you feel about Benedict Cumberbatch performance?
He was pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. And also, I guess, Martin Freeman, since we haven't really talked about Martin Freeman's performance.
Pitch perfect. Like, that's Bilbo. Yeah. That's Bilbo.
That was just great. Probably his... I mean, he's had a lot of great performances. I mean, that would probably be in his top 3 for me. Along with his performance in Fargo Season 1. And,
okay. Right.
He's really good in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as well.
That's one I was going to bring up. Also, UK Office, which is where I know him from.
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably know him from the Sherlock series.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So there's an interesting... something Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation brought up that I find very interesting.
If you're following the Neo Bingo, this is where you tick off Zero Punctuation.
Yeah, I'm a fucking Yahtzee fanboy. But I don't know if he said this in a Zero Punctuation or Let's Drown Out podcast, but he mentioned that there's an interesting correlation between how we conceive of dragons in popular culture and the economic status of the world.
Yeah.
So, Smaug here is the extreme end of negative, where he's a gold-hoarding, selfish monster that kills countless people, and that was written during the Great Depression. And then the antithesis to Smaug would be Puff the Magic Dragon,
yeah.
which was written during the economic boom of the 60s.
You're not wrong, actually.
And yeah, it really does hold up. Like, he said it sort of offhandedly, but no, it seriously holds up. Like, you can look at popular dragons throughout history, and when times are great, dragons seem to be friendly. When times are really, really bad, dragons seem to be very greedy and selfish. When times are mixed, they tend to be a mixed bag.
A good animated dragon that I don't hear brought up much is the one from the Page Master, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a monster, but I don't know, it's really well animated.
I think Pete's Dragon came out in the 70s.
Pete's Dragon is a fucking stand.
You know, there was a live-action version of that.
I know, apparently it wasn't too bad.
Apparently.
You can go ahead and commission it if you want. We have movie commentaries, you can get one for $25, it's under 90 minutes, and I think the 70 mark is under 120 minutes.
Yeah. Sad it has to be under 2 hours, otherwise no one can commission Dark Side of Dimensions.
Oh. Well, maybe we'll work something out. Oh, here he goes, popping off, giving it all this.
See, this is an interesting way of showing him, because I like the hair, for one thing. That's always cool to see on a dragon. But it's interesting that they didn't put much attention to drawing his scales.
Yeah, that's gonna lose points for me.
That's supposed to be a big thing for Smaug. He said it right there, his armor.
My armor, which is imaginary, just pretend it's there.
Yeah, but here, like, we're seeing they've drawn a more traditional dragon design there, where he has this, like, you can see a soft underbelly,
Yeah.
which is not the case for
No.
should not be the case for Smaug.
He's not a fucking cat. That's what I think loses points also for me with this one. He's too cat-like. Look at him. It's like out of American Tail or some shit.
I know. I like the ears. It reminds me of Noivern from Pokemon.
You know what? I can see it. I'll meet you halfway and say, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I like, it's trying to be very bat-like, which is a good route to go for dragons, especially Western dragons, because the wings are definitely based on bats.
Look at my cushy Bilbo Baggins. Isn't it massive, cavernous?
Yeah, the big sin here, though, is definitely the lack of defined scales.
Oh, there we go. We zoom in and we can see it.
You have to zoom in to see that there are scales, which is like, at that point, like, they may as well be fish scales.
Yeah. The bird's like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't get close.
What's that? Huh?
Yeah, best be fucking going there. In the movie, they actually changed it. He sees Bilbo outright.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted as to whether I like that or not. I know that I didn't dislike it, but I think, like, Bilbo being invisible adds a wee bit more danger.
Well, he doesn't see him outright, I don't think. I think he sniffs him out in the movie. And, just kind of intuits where he is, and sort of just generally kind of looks at him, but never directly.
Okay.
That's what I got from that scene. Roasted alive.
Let's pretend we like him now. Oh, Jesus, my arse has been toasted. There you go. A pat on the arse between friends. What an asshole. Did you get the Arkenstone?
Remember how the trilogy, like, burned Thorin and, Bilbo, like striking up a friendship in the first movie?
A little bit too soon, I think.
Yeah, it was way too soon.
Richard Armitage, fantastic as Thorin, I think.
Yeah.
And then he would go on to be the voice of Trevor Belmont in the Netflix Castlevania series, so that was cool.
Yeah. God, it's so sad. I just wish we had gotten the 2-movie Hobbit.
Yeah, it's a shame.
That would have been so good.
Just so you all know, this is not on me. Feely, now is not the fucking time. What the hell is going on? Lake Town specifically is where I'm going to piss fire.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Alright, so we're coming up around the time where random background character kills Smaug.
Yep.
Which is an okay climax, unless you have 3 movies and it happens at the start of the 3rd one.
Yeah, it should have been the climax of Desolation of Smaug, for fuck's sake. Well, tonight is a good night. And a good night for not being burned alive. Whoa.
What is that?
You are a fool, but we're gonna cut them anyway.
So this is interesting. So I forget the name of the guy who fires the thing that kills Smaug.
Bard.
Yeah, he's literally an extra.
Yeah.
Basically, he's just a background character.
They tried to flesh him out in the movie, and I like the dude who plays him, but
yeah, there just wasn't much to work with in the source material.
No. Dad, why are there dwarves in our toilet? Because, I don't know, just roll with it. Jesus. Fuck. Murder
That's
on
not
screen.
standing your ground, man.
Nope. This was a really poor decision to make a town out of wood. No, seriously, dude, you gotta listen.
What's that, girl?
Yeah, listen.
In the water.
Timmy's down the well. Jesus.
Well, I mean, I feel bad for Timmy, but you've got a dragon attacking.
Thank you, dear Thrush. We shall name an STA after you in your honor. I feel
yes.
so bad that when he said Black Arrow, some blaxploitation music just started playing in my head. Like, yeah, this is the funkiest arrow. I'm gonna turn this dragon into death.
Black Arrow, you've never failed me. It's a good thing I keep this arrow of killing dragons around.
Yeah, oh Jesus, the whole town is just gone.
Fuck. Ouch.
Well, less dragons means more money for us, and no fucking gold melting scene. Christ.
That's awesome. We didn't even have to fucking do anything.
Yeah.
They just watched the dragon go to torch that village, and we're like, oh no, that's sad. We should go do something, and then just in the distance we see him fall.
Yeah.
And, fall into the water. And it's like, well,
don't even have to deal with the angry...
problem solved itself.
Don't even have to deal with the angry Lake Town people anymore, because Lake Town's gone. Let me just check my shopping list here. Gold, silver. Cool, I'm good.
Alright.
Oh, Bilbo, you stupid slut. He's dead.
That is a good point. It's like, the whole reason Smaug showed up in the first place was because you had all this gold in one place.
Yep. Just open a series of banks, you know.
Yeah.
But, maybe find someone else to run them instead of the big-nosed dwarves. What the fuck was J.K. Rowling thinking? Making the goblins... the head of the wizard banks.
Fucking Christ.
You know what the Jewish student in Hogwarts is called? Anthony Goldstein!
Yeah. Yep. Oh man, that's an L right there.
I'm alright for a bit of banter, okay, but you gotta call a spade, and it's just too on the nose. Also, look at this swag. Yeah. It was me. Now I'm king of lakes everywhere.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. We just assumed you all died.
Yeah, it's good that you're not dead.
But shit, that problem solved itself, huh? Awesome.
Damn, son! John Stevenson is the voice of Bard the Bowman, by the way. His name sounds really familiar. Let's have a look here. Voice acting.
Technicality. Fuck you. You can't have it.
Oh,
all you did was kill that dragon.
The voice of Bard is in Wacky Races as Blubber Bear. He was the voice of Dr. Benton Quest in Johnny Quest for the first 5 episodes. Trying to find something else we might know. Oh, he was Huffer, Windcharger, Thundercracker, and Alpha Trion from 80s Transformers. Sorry, I was confusing you with Swede for a second there.
Oh god, the Battle of the Armies.
Yep. 5, to be precise.
Yeah, and it's like...
the Battle of the Armies. Yes, that's every war, Neo.
Yeah. It's like... See, they had to make this whole movie in the third one, but it's like, really, this is just supposed to be like a chapter about to teach kids a lesson about how you should probably just share.
Look at these fucking dwarves.
Because it was like, we just want our gold to sit in a mountain and we don't want to do anything with it. And then the guy who killed the dragon was like, can we have some? No. And then random elf comes along and it's just, I would also like some gold.
And then the giant worms, who really could have helped, burst through the Earth's mantle and are like, caca! Never mentioned again for some reason. I don't know. That would have really helped in, the the War of the Ring.
Yeah.
Oh god, we're bringing out the racism now. He's gold hungry.
Well, it is their gold. But at the same time, you're not doing anything with it, and
Yes.
they did kill the dragon.
Also, the dragon killed them, so maybe give up a little bit of it just so they can fucking rebuild. They're not asking to build a mansion or anything.
Just wanted a cut, and
Like-
now his whole the real fucking jackass is the elf who just walked in. It's like, and me too.
Yeah. I think it was like because they disturbed the spiders or something. Like, you hurt the spiders. First of all, the spiders were trying to kill me. I don't care if I was in their territory. Second of all, you're a king. You have your own treasury. Fuck off.
Why are we fighting here?
That's a good enough area.
Mountains over there.
Good enough area, mate. Ah, yeah, the budget is gone. Just shuffle forward.
Bilbo's uncomfortable.
Why couldn't you get me a helmet, for fuck's sake? I'm the same size as a dwarf.
Did he just talk to the camera? Oh, hi, Gandalf. Don't call me old. A bit late on that.
Yeah.
You don't scream halt after 10 seconds of being there.
I love the pronunciation of treasure. Like, that's when you know you have some good gold on your hand.
Turns out people just really like gold.
Yeah? Okay, so we have men, hobbits. I don't think they count as an army. Men, dwarves, elves, goblins. I'm not really sure what the fifth one is.
Nothing to bring people fighting over gold together like racism against an even lesser being.
Let's have a look here. Goblins and wild wolves, elves, men, and dwarves. Let's see.
What action?
Huh.
And Bilbo was just sitting on a rock. Oh, Bilbo's lost count.
Look at this action shot. Posing for a trading card. Let us not give reparations. This shall be our finest moment.
It is honestly, it is kind of ham-fisted, but I always like whenever like there's like a real recognized real moment in like anything where like people team up.
Yeah.
After fighting for, rivals teaming up is just a great cliche.
Oh, for like defeating a greater foe.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just.
Eagles
Oh,
solve
come
your
on!
problems again.
Just...
That's cheating. Come on, Eagles.
That's a Looney Tunes fight. There is what that is.
I mean, it's like, yeah, we can just pick you up and drop you from great height.
It's rude, is what it is.
You gonna fight a war against gravity, motherfuckers? What's going on?
Yeah, game on. Yeah.
Not for long.
Bumba's going to hell. It's okay. Bomber is protected by cannon. He cannot die. Oh, did Bomber actually die? Sorry, I missed that.
I think so.
Jesus, how long was I out for? Oh, Santa Claus, I didn't mean for it to come to this.
We won real good, and then I don't know, someone said something racist to the Eagles, and they just went crazy.
They had the heated gamer moment, the likes of which Middle-earth has never seen. By the by, because I'm dead and you're within, 5 feet of me, you're the next Santa Claus. That's how this works. He who slayeth the claws must become the claws. I'm glad in your final moments they emphasize your nose the most.
Gandalf looks bored.
Can you wrap this up? I really want to go home.
Gandalf's just looking at this and he's just thinking, so he was invisible.
Yeah.
There's some kind of object that makes people invisible that I think I should be worried about, but I can't place my finger on it.
It's okay, he's like a bird. You put a cover on him and he's asleep.
And then Gandalf is like, it's probably nothing.
No.
I hope you don't have any cursed magical artifacts.
Oh, that delightfully detailed donkey is giving me a palpitation. Look at who! Get it off!
Oh, jeez.
You have simple Bilbo and then, I'm a fucking donkey. The dwarves did not give money to the other people, and thus the world keeps on turning. Yes, they'll outlive us all, Bilbo. We are gonna fucking die. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Kind of. By the way, you didn't happen to find a ring, did you?
You know what? Let's go have some tea and forget all about this.
I'm just saying, I know a guy who's looking for a ring.
No ring here.
He'll pay.
Man,
price for it.
I'd live in a hobbit hole. That shit seems comfy.
I'm just an antiquer,
Yeah. There and back again. A Hobbit's holiday.
Now this is gonna sell bucket loads on Hobbit Christmas.
Gandalf, can you leave already? He's just off screen. He's still talking. Nice.
A wonderful souvenir. I'll treasure it always.
Well, there we go. That was the 1977 Hobbit film by Rankin Bass. What did you think, Neo?
It's nice. It's a very simple story, obviously. It's a very simple fable, fairy tale, told very, in a very simple way, but, the artistry was very nice. I have a soft spot for the Rankin Bass style. The voice acting was fun. There are some funny moments of, odd choices for voicing and also, animation, but overall it's just a very pleasant special.
I mean, we were bantering over it, but it plays out as you would think it would play out. There's 70 schmaltz throughout all of it. I was feeling I don't know, Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood, from time to time, especially with the trilling songs and whatnot. But that's what gives it character. And what I'm just going to sign off here, read the critical reception from Wikipedia. In 1978, Romeo Muller won a Peabody Award for his teleplay on The Hobbit. The film was also nominated for a Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation, but sadly lost to Star Wars. And honestly, in the 70s, if you're losing to Star Wars, I think you're doing okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A few days before the first airing, John J. O'Connor wrote in the New York Times that Rankin and Bass Productions have now carefully translated The Hobbit into film. The result is curiously eclectic, but filled with nicely effective moments. Let's see. Critics primarily focus on adaptation issues, including the unfamiliar style of artwork used by the Japanese-American co-production team, whereas some Tolkien fans question the appropriateness of repackaging the material as a family film for a very young audience. Are these Tolkien fans high? Do they not know who this book was aimed at? It's like a kid's book. It's something that can be read chapter by chapter, every night and whatnot. But let's see. Critic Tom Keogh praised the adaptation as excellent, saying the work received big points for being faithful to the story, and the vocal cast can't be improved upon. The dwarves kind of blend together, but I didn't have a problem with any of the voice acting, really, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very pleasant. And if you guys want to see, like, the Lord of the Rings, like... adaptations and whatnot, you can go ahead and commission us, patreon.com/HellfireComms. Every penny helps to keep the group going, and I'm going to take into consideration films over 120 minutes going forward, maybe in 2020, just so we can get like a wider variety of movie comms going. But yeah, hit us up if you want a movie com or even just a TV com of your own, and we'll see you next time for more of the same. Bye bye.